Now let's implement filtering by platform. It's super easy. We'll use the same approach as before. So here in the app component, we'll declare a state variable for keeping track of the selected platform. When the platform changes, we pass the selected platform to the game grid for filtering. So let's declare another state variable of type platform or null. We initialize this with null and call it selected platform. Good. Now we should go to our platform selector, and when the user selects a platform, we should notify the app component. So let's go to platform selector. Here we need to add a prop called onSelectPlatform. This is going to be a function that takes a platform object of type platform and returns void. Next, let's add it here, onSelectPlatform. Good. Now, for handling selection, here when we render a menu item, we handle the click event. We set onClick to a function, and here we call onSelectPlatform. And then we pass the current platform that we are rendering. So with this, we notify the app component. Now let's go to the app component and set this prop. So this is where we are rendering a platform selector. Here we set onSelectPlatform to a function that takes a platform object. And here we set the selected platform to this object. Let's see if our application is working. So let's select a platform. Now nothing happens here, but let's open up the DevTools and go to the Components tab. Here's our app. So look, here we have a state variable that is set to PlayStation. Beautiful. So our plumbing is working. Now we need to pass the selected platform to the game grid component. So back to the app component. Here's our game grid. Let's pass the selected platform right here. Now we haven't defined this prop yet, so let's go to game grid and add it to our interface. Selected platform. This can be a platform object or null. Now let's import this on the top. Lovely. Now we should pass this to our game's hook. So we add it as a second argument, selected platform. Now this is where our code starts to get a little bit smelly, but as always, first we want to make things work. Then we'll come back and refactor our code to make it nice and clean. Now let's add this as a parameter to this hook. So here's our hook. We add a second parameter called selected platform, which can be a platform object or null. Next, we should pass it to the API using this parameter object. So we add another property here called platforms and set it to selected platform dot ID. Again, we are using optional chaining here because the selected platform can be null. Now we should also add this as a dependency, so when it changes, our effect refetches the data. So here's our dependency array. I'm going to add it here, selected platform dot ID. Now let me reformat this code. It's starting to look really hard to see. What is going on here? So this is the parameter object that we are setting to the server. And here is our array of dependencies. That's better. Now, hopefully when I save the changes, Prettier is not going to mess up with my formatting. Let's see what happens. Save. Okay, it changed my formatting, but still the result is not too bad. Okay, now let's test our application. So back in the browser, something is wrong. Let's look at the console. Okay, we have an error saying selected platform is not defined. This is happening in game grid on line 14. Right here, because I forgot to grab it from the props. So back in the game grid component, let's add it right here. Good. Now back to the browser. Let's change the platform to Xbox. Okay, we get a different set of games, but it's not clear what platform is selected. So we should render this label dynamically. So back to the app component, we should pass the selected platform to the platform selector component. Selected platform. We set it to selected platform. Now we should add this prop. So let's go here, and add the selected platform, which can be a platform or no. Next, we add it here. And finally, instead of rendering platforms, we're going to render an expression like this. Selected platform.name. Now, because this can be null, we use optional chaining. Now, if selected platform is a valid platform object, we'll render its name. Otherwise, we'll render platforms. Okay, let's see what happens. So Xbox is selected. Now let's change this to Android. Okay, let's try iOS. Beautiful. Now we can apply a second filter. So let's select a genre, a different genre. Lovely. Now let's inspect the network tab to make sure that we're sending the right data to the backend. So here on the network tab, here's our last request. So we're passing two parameters, genres and platforms. So let's make another commit and say filter games by platform.